Okay, I need to spill, like right now, because if I don't, my head is going to explode, and honestly, my heart feels like it's about to break into 1,000 tiny pieces. This isn't your cute honeymoon phase love story. No, this is 10 years of tangled messes, secrets, and the kind of heartbreak you only see on those late-night drama shows you swear you're too good for. Except it's me. It's my life. So here I am, 32 years old, sitting at my kitchen table, the one we picked out together from that fancy furniture store with the overpriced coffee, and I can't stop staring at the engagement ring on my finger. It still sparkles like new, but it feels so heavy all of a sudden. We got engaged last year, 10 freaking years together. That sounds like an eternity when you say it out loud, right? Like we should have everything figured out by now. But I'm realizing maybe I don't know him as well as I thought I did. Maybe I don't know myself anymore either. We met in our early 20s. He was charming in that awkward, I don't really want a relationship kind of way. You know, the type that acts like commitment is some kind of disease but then keeps texting you every morning. That was him. The first night we met, he told me he'd just gotten out of something serious and wasn't ready for anything big, but then he kissed me like he'd been waiting his whole life to meet me. Stupid me believed it, or maybe I just wanted to believe it because, well, who doesn't want to be someone S forever, even if they aren't ready for you yet? But here, S where things get messy, his ex. She was still everywhere in his life when we started dating. She'd text him at all hours, send him old pictures, even call and hang up just to let me know she could if she wanted to. She tortured me for months, not just the normal ex stuff either. She'd show up at places she knew we'd be or post these cryptic stories online that were obviously about us. I tried to be cool about it at first. You know how you do that thing where you tell yourself you're fine, you're chill, it's not a big deal, while inside you're dying a little more every day. Yeah. He swore up and down that she meant nothing, that he was over her, that I was who he wanted. And eventually she faded away, or maybe I just got tired of fighting ghosts. Fast forward a few years, things did get better. We moved in together after 2 years and bought our house 3 years ago. It felt so grown up at the time, picking out paint colors together, arguing over whether we needed a new couch or if the old one would do. Spoiler, we kept the ugly couch because compromise. I thought that meant we were solid now, that we'd survived the drama and come out stronger for it. But then, God, this part still makes me sick. About a year after moving into our house, he had to travel for work for 2 weeks. Nothing unusual, he does its stuff and sometimes gets sent across the state for projects. One night he FaceTimed me from his hotel room and everything seemed normal until, well, it was. Few days later I noticed his phone acting weird when he got back home, lots of notifications from numbers I didn't recognize, texts coming in late at night that made him smile before quickly locking his screen. My gut wouldn't let it go, so one night while he was in the shower I checked his phone. Yeah, privacy whatever, sue me. There it was, flirty messages with some woman named Kayla, pictures that left nothing to the imagination. Her saying things like, wish you were still here tonight. I felt like someone had poured ice water down my spine. When I confronted him, he broke down crying immediately, said it was stupid, that it meant nothing, that he missed me and was lonely on the road and she made him feel seen or some crap excuse like that. And God help me, I forgave him. I told myself people make mistakes, we all screw up, relationships take work, blah blah blah, all those lines you repeat when you're too scared to leave someone you love even though they've shattered your trust. So we moved past it, or so I told everyone else. Deep down there was always this little voice in my head whispering, if he did it once, but I pushed it away because loving someone means choosing them even when it's hard, right? At least that's what everyone says. So last year he proposed while we were hiking this gorgeous trail near the coast, just us in the ocean and sunshine and not a soul around to ruin our perfect moment. He cried when he asked me to marry him and slipped this beautiful ring on my finger, and for a second all the doubts disappeared. I said yes without thinking twice. But 3 months ago, here comes ex number 2 back from the dead. This time it's not even one of his recent exes. No, this is a woman from 10 years ago who suddenly pops up in his DMs like she never disappeared in the first place. How do I find out? Not because he tells me honestly or brings her up in conversation, God forbid. No, because technology loves to expose cheaters more than scorned girlfriends ever could. He left his laptop open one night while cooking dinner and her name popped up on Messenger on the screen, little hearts next to her contact photo and everything. My stomach dropped so fast I almost puked right there next to our brand new pots and pans set. The messages weren't explicit or anything, but they were. Familiar, too familiar for people who supposedly haven't spoken in years. Her, remember when we used to sneak out after midnight? Him, haha yeah, those were wild times. Her, miss those days sometimes. Him, me too. Her, you ever think about what could have been? Him, sometimes. That word stuck with me, sometimes. Not never, not no way. Sometimes like there's still some part of him living back there with her instead of building a future with me here in this house we paid for together. When I confronted him about it, because of course I did, he played dumb at first, said they were just catching up as friends after bumping into each other online, nothing more than that. Why was I making such a big deal? But if it was nothing, why did it need to be hidden? Why didn't he say anything? Why did she have hearts next to her name? Why did she know exactly how to push my buttons 10 years later? He finally admitted she reached out first and they started talking about old times but swore nothing happened physically between them. insisted they were just friends now, promised me over and over again that he loves me, not her, begged me not to throw away what we've built over some messages. You know what makes this worse? We've been trying for a baby through all of this chaos. Not just, oh, let's see what happens either, like tracking cycles, peeing on sticks every morning before sunrise level serious trying because apparently having kids isn't as easy as those high school sex ed teachers made it sound. We found out recently we'll need IVF if we want any chance at having children together because, surprise, life likes to kick you when you're down. So now every day feels like roulette. Am I planning my wedding with a man who will always keep secrets from me? Am I building a family with someone who already betrayed us before there even is an us? Am I going crazy, or am I just finally seeing things clearly for once? The worst part is no one knows any of this except him and me, and now all of you listening. My friends think we're couple goals, they see us smiling at brunch or posting cute selfies at weddings, but nobody knows how many nights I've cried myself asleep wondering if love is supposed to feel this lonely sometimes. My mom asks when she can start calling herself grandma without knowing her daughter is terrified. She'll end up raising kids alone one day because their dad couldn't keep his promises for longer than 3 months at a time. Everyone thinks we're solid because we look good together on paper, but inside my head, it's constant static noise, fear and hope fighting each other so loudly sometimes I forget what peace even sounds like anymore. Does anyone ever really change, like truly change deep down? Or do people just get better at hiding their messes until somebody catches them red-handed again? Every time something goes wrong, he swears he'll do better next time, but next time always seems to come around eventually, doesn't it? What if next time happens after there are kids involved? What if our child grows up watching their mom cry in another room because daddy stayed out too late again with another friend? What if this is as good as it gets for us? Is love supposed to hurt this much? Or am I just addicted to forgiving someone who stopped deserving forgiveness years ago? Every morning lately starts with panic before my feet even touch the ground. Sometimes I stare at myself in the mirror so long trying to recognize who's staring back that my coffee goes cold before I remember to drink it. Is this what settling looks like? Is comfort enough when trust feels impossible? Would walking away mean starting from scratch after investing 10 years into something only half alive? Or would leaving be proof that somewhere deep inside there's still enough self-respect left to demand more than leftover affection from someone who keeps giving pieces of himself away behind closed doors? I wish someone had warned me how exhausting loving someone could be when their heart never quite belongs entirely to you, no matter how hard you try, or how much history you share, or how many times they promise this time will be different. But here's what keeps haunting me. If love means never having to say sorry, then why do I feel like sorry has become our entire language lately? And why am I suddenly more scared of getting married than being alone? I want answers, but all anyone ever says is follow your heart, which sounds poetic until your heart starts leading you straight off cliffs disguised as second chances. Sometimes late at night when he's asleep beside me, breathing soft and safe under our shared blankets. Sometimes in those quiet moments where nothing hurts yet, sometimes then I can almost pretend everything will work itself out anyway. But most nights all I can hear is that voice inside getting louder. Is this really what forever feels like? Or am I just afraid I'll never find better if I leave now after holding on so long already? I wish I knew which answer would hurt less.